Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here as the recording of this TGIF. It is Friday, June 21st, 2024. I have already drove 400 miles. Left earlier from Minneapolis, Minnesota, right outside Target Field where I attended a game the other day. Then I stayed the following night. Yesterday did Mall of America in that general area. Got up this morning and have drove 400 miles, and now I'm starting the episode here in Illinois. And I'm going to be doing some small towns, not real necessarily back roads, but roads that run parallel to a major freeway that I have been on for a series of hours. And I am currently, according to this water tower, in Oglesby, Illinois. I have no real game plan of today other than just driving through some tiny communities, stopping by some places and seeing some wonderful things that I really do not know what they are until I see them. I'm inviting you to join me. I need coffee. I had one earlier a couple hours ago, but now I need a second one, a large one, to consume to complete the day. I'm going to cover a lot of ground today, heading southward a little bit to the Bloomington area, and then I'm going to be heading eastward towards Indiana. Just kind of winging it. But it's good to have you here. I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you? This was obviously a Burger King. Parked over here. Says, sorry, we're closed on the side of this drive-up window. I don't really see Burger Kings closed down too often, but this one did. This one did. All right. Continue moving. It's a little warm outside, but they do have their firewood in front of Casey's General Store, where they most likely will have coffee in here. They have fountain drinks, but I'm gonna get myself a coffee. Need some caffeine. Yeah, I ended up getting coffee, but I could have got some root beer over here. In fact, look at this little guy in front of the root beer stand. Going through downtown, check out the police station. They have a sign that says, serve and protect. Almost kind of looks like a business sign. A place called John's. Some cows down there. Hello, cows. How are you? Doing good? Yeah, I got some flies. There's a lot of flies down there, huh? Just wading by the stream, or walking by the stream down there. Can I get those flies off your back? A lot of bugs in this area. Annoying flies. They're not horse flies, they're cow flies. Might be the same thing though. I don't know if the bugs can tell the difference in cows and horses. Yep, just gonna go through some small towns, cows. I know you're not interested, you're walking away, but I had to make that statement to you. Alright, I'll see you later, cows. This is Highway 251. I'm heading south. Highway 251 runs completely parallel to Interstate 39, which is not too far off in the distance. Runs parallel to that. That's kind of neat, this old decrepit barn right here in the farmland at the end of this driveway. Not in use anymore. Sitting there empty. The yard is manicured though. There are signs up saying don't go down there, so I'm not going to. Got my coffee. Bean to cup. Had Casey's the last couple days. Casey's coffee the last couple days. Pretty good. Casey's is like a general store in the Midwest. There's a lot of them. They don't have Casey's in Florida. Of course, everything eventually gets up down there. They're opening like all kind of chain places in Florida, so maybe one day Casey's will make it down there. Or not. Approaching the village of Tonica. Population 750, the sign said when I entered the town or the village. Tonica, Tonica. Classic trucks, empty buildings, like maybe an old radio station here or a fire department here on the corner. Wow, look at this. I don't see any railroad tracks that run through here, but it definitely was an old train station. Without a doubt, it's got the stairs leading up to it. Got the doors that you could see would open. The workers and the luggage and all that. There's an old station here, but the tracks, no sign of any tracks anymore. It's a great truck right there. It's got the old Milwaukee beer logo on the front, an F-350. And this is their quaint little downtown. Right here. Very cute. Also interesting, it says Illini State Bank. It doesn't have the O and the S on the end. Illini State Bank. And just up the way, a mile or two, well, probably 3 or 4 miles, is Lostant. Spelled Lost Ant, but connected, L-O-S-T-A-N-T. The first thing you see in pulling into Lostant, or Lostant, is this property. I don't want to make the joke, but yeah, people are dying to get in. Up there is the water tower. Only 450 people live here, according to the sign when I was pulling into town. Cute little area though. Cute little places. Little place. Nice houses. Farming community. Got the grain elevators over there. See them through the trees. Got the Budweiser sign right here, and I guess it's just not necessarily a play on words, because this bar is called Dave's Lost Ant, and it has an ant with some binoculars. Well, it's a bar and grill. But yeah, Lost Ant. Look at this out front here. It's like made of machine parts. This mascot. Is that the Lost Ant? This is Winona, spelled like Winona, but instead of an I, it has an E. Winona. Population of exactly 1,000 according to the sign. Pull it in here. Not 999. Not 1,001. Exactly 1,000, the sign said. A lot of good old signage here at a Budweiser Park place. And check this out. They have a Vegas style sign. Welcome to fabulous Winona. Next to the public library. That says Retro Music Hall right there. It's like a little venue of some sort. Got the Boardwalk Tap. They must call this the Boardwalk. Tattoo and piercing place. It's kind of neat. They have the fabulous Las Vegas sign up here, but it's not Vegas. It's Winona. Corner of West 1st Street and Chestnut Street. So Chestnut Street is their main street. That is awesome. Check this out. In memory of their sheriff, Glenn T., also known as Mike Axline. Born in 1901, but in 1934, he only been 1935, at the age of 34, some bank bandits got the best of him. Holy cow. Back up and get that. That's cool. There's the water tower over there. Now, I've been to Las Vegas, and you got to wait in a long line to get a photo with the sign entering into the area. Here, no line at all. You got it all to yourself. You don't have to wait in some kind of a queue or wait behind a bunch of people. Just walk up and you get the photo with the famous sign here in Illinois. It's a neat idea. It's a pretty neat idea. I'm sure people, when they pass through here, stop and get a photo with it. This is the Rutland Village Hall. I'm noticing a lot of the little towns in this area are referred to as villages. This is the Rutland Village Hall. Flag out front. All right, next up is Minonk, M-I-N-O-N-K, or Minonk. This mural for this garden shop next to it. Minonk or Minonk. There's a VW Bug over there too. Take a look at that. Love this old retro, run down, but still pretty awesome looking gas station. Yeah, it's pretty dang cool. Take a look at this old car wash here. Still open. They got the vacuums. At least the sign said it was open. Yeah, classic. Straight ahead, El Paso. El Paso, Illinois. Water tower. Tractor out there doing some work. El Paso, Illinois. El Paso City Hall. Right here along the railroad tracks is the downtown stretch. It's 5 p.m. right now, not a whole heck of a lot going on this day at 5 p.m. Well, there are some cars out, but I don't see anybody walking. There's my barbershop. It was Adam's Barbershop. Same name, no affiliation with me though. At least I don't think it is. And I jumped on the interstate for about a half hour just to make up some time. Still got a lot of ground to cover. But now going back through some of the small towns again, I'm over here in Downs. There's the Downs Water Tower right there. And the next town over from Downs is Leroy, where I used to live. Last time I passed through here was with my dad. A few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago maybe, my dad and I did a 10-day road trip where took him around the countryside to all the different places that he used to minister at. We stopped by here. This used to be the Leroy Christian Church. He used to be a preacher at. Now it's a performing arts and media center. But I have fond memories of this place when I was very young. In fact, the house I grew up in, only lived here a few years, but my dad taught me how to ride a bike at that house. Not going to go by there today. Covered it pretty well in that series if you want to go back and watch that. It was a 10-day series about 3 years ago. In fact, the owner of the house that we used to live in was nice enough to let us go in the house. So I don't want to go back by there and bother them anymore. But I do want to come downtown, show this. Welcome to Leroy, Illinois. Fun fact, Brett Iwan, who is the current voice and has been for quite a while now, over a decade I believe, of Mickey Mouse, is from Leroy also. He graduated from high school here. We did not live in town at the same exact time frame. I lived here a little bit before he lived here. But I've met him a few times, talked to him, and we've discussed Leroy on a number of occasions, and we have shared some stories of the town. So yeah, a little Disney connection. You know how much I love Disney. It's just an interesting coincidence that the voice of Mickey Mouse is from here as well. And evidently there's a bunch of different Leroys. Leroy, Illinois, which I'm standing in. There's also Leroy, Texas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Alabama, and others. Just a cute little downtown area there. It's a circle that goes around. Main Street goes around this gazebo. And you got the town and city hall over there. Just a cute little area. I like to, every time I pass through this area, I have to stop off here at the circle. I love this, how you got the Leroy State Bank right there. Then you got another building that's dated 1897 up here. Then you got the water tower popping out above it there. Kind of a cool angle. As soon as that car moves, people walk out. Kind of neat looking. Never noticed that you could see the water tower protruding up there from this angle. It's great. I feel like at some point during the day the sun will be going down on me. I'm going to continue to try to make it. Don't want to spend too much time here, but this is just one of those things. Whenever I pass through an area that I had roots in, I always like to kind of just stop off and, you know, remember where you always should remember where you came from and where you're going and where you are at this particular moment. So got some memories here, figured I'd share, and moving on. Cover some serious ground today. Still a ways to go. And now heading up to the next place, Gibson City. It's a little town, but it's called a city. Gibson City down this way, about 15 miles. More windmills off in the distance. Really looking at this through the camera probably is not showing you the perspective of how massive these are. Doesn't really translate to a screen. Massive, massively tall. In fact, one of those blades, when it's on the back of an 18-wheeler, hangs off the back of an 18-wheeler trailer by like 10 feet. That's just one of the blades, so just put that into perspective. And I may even be generous with the hanging off 10 feet. It's like way off. But from here, even though it's not that far away, it just seems like, looking at it, doesn't look like it's that big, but man, it's massive. There's some corn springing up here too. It's just so peaceful, driving through back roads, going to small towns. Especially been driving as long as I have today. Covered a lot of, I think I've already gone about 550 miles. It's just nice to kind of be at one with your thoughts out here. It's nice to do every once in a while. A little road trip, even though I am on a time crunch. Definitely going at a quicker pace than I want to be going at, but yeah, still nice. You got the water tower in view over there. So check this out. This is an active Twin Cinemas drive-in. And they're actually playing a movie over here tonight. This is kind of neat. When the movies are over, you throw your trash right here. Please pitch trash bags here. If you miss, keep going. Trash only. Want to be in the video, Jim?
Sure.
So Jim's here. You might remember him from Denver.
We're a long way from home.
What the heck are you doing here?
What are you doing here? We are a long way from home.
He wasn't riding with me, but I met up with him here. He said, hey, come over here. I want to show you something cool.
Yep.
And this is definitely something pretty cool.
I dig it. 2 screens. Train tracks right behind the back screen there. So every night a train comes rumbling through about halfway through the movies. There'll be 4 movies tonight, and one of them is Jurassic Park.
This is Jim's old stomping grounds.
This is where I'm from. Harvest Moon Drive-In.
Just so happened we were in the same place at the same time. What are the odds?
Let's go check it out.
They don't have the old school retro things that go on the windows. They use the FM AM dial now. Snack bar.
Snack bar. It's Bacon Fest tonight.
You're gonna be playing all Kevin Bacon movies.
I think all flavors of bacon on the food.
They even have a vintage carousel over here. Look at this, a vintage carousel in here.
I sent you guys these websites.
Oh, you can rent these out too if you want to sit in the back of a truck. That's different.
Yep, Jurassic Park trimmers on screen too.
Oh, trimmers.
Cool.
There's the projector booth. It's all digital now, but here's the original film reel here. Every time I see a screen like this, I always think of The Outsiders. Not The Outsiders, Red Dawn. Red Dawn, that's what I'm thinking of. Harvest Moon Drive-In. And across the way, that used to be, well, that's a truck. That used to be an old Pizza Hut. You can definitely tell it used to be an old Pizza Hut. All right, other side of the water tower now, over here at Monocle's Pizza. There might not be a dress code, but you might need a monocle to go in here. Like a
Mr. Peanut.
You must be the Monopoly guy. Look at this. It's like dough. It's like spelled it inside of it. And they are celebrating their 60th anniversary right here. I want to know who wears these hats right here. I'm just kind of curious who wears all these hats. They also have sandwiches. I think I might go with a sandwich. All right, here is my sandwich. I've got the pizza action going on over here. Got the mushrooms on it.
Yep.
And I got the little ruffles. They have ridges. And I got the Italian beef sandwich. Yeah, after the dinner, sun's starting to set over there. It'll be dark soon. Well, they let me eat without wearing a monocle. Pretty good food. Make it over to the Indiana state line, maybe a little past the Indiana state line, and then get a hotel for the evening. Got about another 80 miles punched in, which I think will put me at about the 615, 630 mile trip distance today, assuming I make it to where I think I'm going to make it, over the state line. Not right on the state line, but past the state line by a half hour or so. It'll be dark soon. Pretty nice catch up with my buddy Jim from Denver, who just happened to be in the area doing some family stuff at his old stomping ground. Nice dinner and now carrying on.